All right. So before we go ahead, Chrissy, so what were the actual problem that your team was trying to solve before, like using load proof?
Before, so, what happens, typical day is the VC auditors are out on the floor and they're auditing to make sure when our pillows or whatever the product is, mattress covers, it's a bedding. We do bedding, so it's mattress covers, pillow covers, pillows, comforters, weighted blankets. So they will open up the cartons and count to make sure that the count is accurate. And then the primary goal and receiving, so our QC team uses it for receiving, documenting truckload coming in. If it says it's 16 pallets, we used it, we would count 16, and now we're using load proof to take pictures, to document all that, one place to gather all that information, instead of having one little spreadsheet here, some documents here, handwritten notes. Everything is now in one area. Huge time saver, and much easier to fight and dispute chargebacks. And that's really what vendor compliance, I'm the compliance manager, we really review and we look at chargebacks and we dispute those on a daily basis as needed. If they tell you, hey, you shipped us grade B pallet, here's the picture, here's the proof. No, we shipped you grade A heat treated, or we shipped CHEP instead of CHEP heat treated. No, here's the document, here's the proof. We shipped you CHEP heat treated. So those type of things. And now we just have one database. We all go into load proof. Everything is there, easy to access, and really easy to use, very user friendly. So we do enjoy it. But before, it was very much, we were putting everything in an Excel spreadsheet, documenting. Our team is responsible for catching potential violations. So we would document, okay, and I'll give you an example, Kohl's. Floor loaded. Okay, we were shipping Kohl's out on a pallet. By shipping it on a pallet, that's a $250 charge when it goes to Kohl's. So we were writing all that down manually, typing it into Excel, all that duplicate work. Now we see it, take the picture, document it right there, and we're done. And at the end of the day, we can download all that information. We review it. We do a weekly, and I can send you one if you want to see it. We do a weekly recap at each facility on potential saves. For instance, this week, let me look at one of them.
Yeah, you can go ahead, like share your screen if you want to, like.
I will. Let me see. I'm not the greatest at it, but I will. Let me see.
And Kartik, did you allow it to?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Did you? Okay. All right, let's see. Now, do I just, let me see. Sure.
You should see a green share screen button in the bottom, and you can,
Yep.
okay.
There we go.
You gotta figure it out.
Can you see?
Oh, wow, that
Are
looks
you seeing
wonderful.
it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see these are our customers for the most part for that week. That this is how many cartons were audited. These are the potential violations. Everything we do is potential because it's caught beforehand. This is the accuracy. And then as we go through, this is the potential that was captured for that one facility, Dallas, for that week. We caught about $8,000 worth of potential chargebacks. So that's a savings. And then we really go through production and we go through shipping notes. We do a blitz. Again, they opening up the cartons, that type of thing. And then if there was any CT-PAT, which we use, the seal number, we use it a lot for CT-PAT violations, which really helps us continue to earn that certification. So it's a great feature. We use it often.
All right, and you guys use load proof to have this audit completed? Is that what you're?
Yes.
That's
That's great. And this is 7,900, just over 7,900 for the week.
For the week, I'll show you another one.
Facility.
Yep, I'll show you another one.
Wow, that's great.
Let me see. I'll share our big facility, which I think it came from Melissa. Just gotta bear with me for a minute because I have so many emails.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a big one. Can you see
wow.
it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Can see that.
Yep. So this one.
Wow.
That's 1 week.
That's 1 week.
Yeah, one facility.
That's exactly right. So what happened is JCPenney When they went into audit, all the GS1, the shipping labels, were on the wrong spot. And
Whoa.
JCPenney charges for each carton. And so huge, huge, huge. You can see we put a specific name because that was a lot. It's over 60 grand just for that one customer, 241 cartons. We captured all that in load proof and we communicated it out. And this is typically to senior management so that they can see, you know, there's some opportunities there for improvement.
Right.
So we really do break it down by customer, by accuracy, pallet audits, pallet errors, pallet accuracy, or carton. So we do break it down. And we do that on a daily basis, but we send this out on a weekly basis, the VC auditors.
This is really great information. Thank you very much. It looks like
Oh, sure.
It's really, load proof is really helping
Huge.
this process. And
Team loves it. The team's
Yeah.
feedback, you know, and I'm a big believer in getting the team get their thoughts and everything, and they really they love it. It's a huge time saver. Instead of writing notes down on Post-its, going back to your desk, typing everything in, it's a one-stop shop, and
Right.
they really use it and they love it. It's good stuff.
That's great. That's the idea, to shorten up those steps, you know, and you know, get everything in one centralized location where the whole team can access it, and you know, where they're
That's
not
right.
having to, you know, share information back and forth and send information back and forth.
It's been a really it's great. We love it.
Great. So I wanted to ask, you know, because I kind of came in a little bit later, and I wanted to ask, you know, where did you guys first hear about us, or do you remember?
I found you on the internet. I was on some white pages, and it just brought me to you, because I hated our auditing process. It was barbaric, you know, it's just so old. And I said, there's got to be a better way. And through that, I came to some white pages. There were some testimonials. And then I kept pulling, and it brought me to load proof.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's how we found you.
That's great.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you know, and they must be, you know, loving the fact that you found load proof as well, you know, and
Yes.
brought it to the team, and hey, I found this great tool, and look,
Yay!
and now it's helping us, and so
Right.
now, you know, you're probably, you know, getting a pat on the back type of thing there, which is what we see with some of the other accounts that we work with.
Right.
Even people get promotions and those
Fingers crossed.
raises and raises.
Yeah.
Those kinds of things. So hopefully that's coming here, and as we keep this going and keep resolving issues every week.
It's really great because you can't, you know, there's so much information, there's so many audits, there's so many shipments, you can't remember everything from day to day. So it's a quick snapshot. It really has all the details, and then when you do have to go back, a chargeback can come in a month later, 2 months later, and boom, there it is. It's all in that snapshot. It's easy to review it, and it makes it much easier and quicker to dispute that charging and earn that reversal. And that's what it's about. So when you do get an actual chargeback, when it hits the books, you can go back to your load proof documentation, and then you can say, okay, wait a minute, here's the proof. We shipped compliant, and let's dispute it. And 2 or 3 weeks later, you win that reversal, which is nice.
Right. And, you know, and how do you argue with photos? You know, so
That's exactly
you know,
right.
it's like, hey, you shipped the wrong pallet, and it's like, well, here's the proof that we shipped, you know, the CHEP pallets that we were supposed
That's
to
right.
ship. Yeah.
And we document a lot. We really do. And that's what it's all about. And it really is a quick, easy guide, very user friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And in some cases, your friend is documentation. Just document, and then you'll have that when you need it.
That's right.
And you know, and you showed us some of the results that you've achieved, you know, since implementing load proof. And you know, as far as, so that's where you're seeing probably the most savings is in the, you know, chargebacks and
That's right.
those types of things. Not only on the time savings that you're seeing with a more efficient process, but also on the chargebacks is probably the more
Financials.
heavier.
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely. So we're avoiding getting those charges in. If we, you know, that documentation, those pictures, all that if we didn't have that in place, we would be hit with $66,000 in charges. Because customers today, more so than ever, are hitting us hard because they need that extra, financial help because of COVID. So there's, that's where some of that, they're really being aggressive on charges. So we have to be really very detail oriented and very strict in making sure that we're documenting as well as we can. So
Right.
that we can dispute.
Yeah, and protect yourself from that liability.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're hearing out there as well, is that, these retailers, they're going aggressively after chargebacks. They're looking for ways to, bring in more money for their business. And a lot of those retailers, they were affected last year through what was happening with the, COVID. And so all of that stuff kind of rolls downhill, and, we got to protect ourselves, from that liability. And,
when load-proof was, first introduced, how did the users receive it? Did they pick everything off load-proof just like that, or?
Well, we had, I set up training classes for everybody. So I had training classes for the VC auditors. They report in through me. So we met with them, and they all did really well. We had a lot of, the first week or two, setting everybody up and getting used to it. There took some time, especially if we have multiple loads, because you're switching from one load to the next.
Yeah, the park load feature.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that took a little bit of time, but once everyone got the hang of it, and the change, anytime you have change, you have to have that flexibility.
Yeah.
But I would say within 1 to 2 weeks, we have a new auditor in our Tifton location. I have a new team member here in Duquesne. So they're just now walking through it. And again, within a day, they're getting it. So it takes a week or two to really,
understand all of the capabilities and functions.
Yes, it's a huge, from where we were to where we are today. It's great. It's great. Like I said, the only area that we're, for the wish list for the team seems to be the camera, the quality of the pictures. So otherwise, everyone is really enjoying it.
Yeah. So we can definitely have that configured after we finish this session with you. I'll help you with the next steps on that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
great.
because we've added a lot of different capabilities probably since we kicked this off with you guys, and there's just a couple of settings that we can change to improve the photo quality.
Great.
So we just got to show you how to do that. And I believe Kartik was trying to reach out to a couple of members, and he was just having a little bit of a challenge.
Sure.
Just because it was so crazy out there.
Yeah,
but
no, absolutely. And we
happy.
can set up, maybe next week, if you have some time, we could set up a meeting to kind of go through all that. I would love that.
Oh yeah, perfect. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah,
we'd be happy to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
All right. And
then I have a list of questions here I'm going down, and so as far as how likely are you to recommend us to a friend or colleague, or someone within your network, or
Absolutely.
and then why should someone take action now?
Just the exact same reason we did. You're using multiple systems, you're writing things down on paper, it's a one-stop shop. You do everything right there. You have a snapshot. It just makes disputing that much quicker, much easier. So you don't have to go to 6 different databases. You don't have to go to 6 different areas. You go to one area, there's your backup, and dispute it. We still have to attach a bill of lading and some other things, but this gives you the proof, if you will, that we did ship compliant. And here's the documentation, here's the pictures.
Right.
Absolutely.
And argue with this,
Absolutely. Proof is in the picture. Yeah.
Right. So
yes.
That's great. That's really great. Thank you so much. And You know, and you've already kind of touched on, you know, what you like about the tool so far. It's, you know, one centralized location. It's easy to use, you know, easy to implement and easy training as far as, you know, it's pretty straightforward. And, you know, so we touched on that, and yeah, that pretty much covers all of my questions. As far as I have one more, as far as what suggestions, you know, do you have to improve the product, or, you know, what would you like to see added? I know we touched on the quality, picture quality piece, but, you know, are there any features? And I know that we, in Kartik, maybe be able to help out. You know, we may have added some features in the past based on some of the feedback that we got.
Yeah, exactly. So we did develop some of the features, you know, like based on the request from American Textile, and you know, like maybe I can set up a call with Chrissy, and I can explain all the features in one go. That's what I'm mentioning. So I'll set up a call with Chrissy, and we'll get on a call sometime next week or
Right.
even this week if it
Absolutely,
works. Yeah.
absolutely.
It might be worth to run through all of the new features and capabilities that we've added
I would love
we
to
kicked
do
things
that.
off,
Yeah,
so that you
yeah,
guys
yeah,
can
yeah.
And
take advantage of those.
if you guys have any documentation or training guide on that, I would love that to pass on to the team, so that
Mm-hmm,
here's
all
the
right.
latest, here's, you know, so it really does help them. I'm just looking, I did go back to my team for some feedback. But I really think the biggest thing that it was just pictures.
Mm.
The other thing that they did say is, let me see, Jake's, when auditing multiple different orders, um, you know, oh, here's one. When we are auditing multiple different orders, sometimes we'll have six loads out there at the same time, and so one individual's working all six. Boom, boom, boom. So you got to stop, doc. They're wishing that there was more information for customer name, trailer name, all that information. So just for all the multiple areas. So you have it for the primary, but then as you have the multiple ones, they wish they had more.
Yeah. I understand. I understand what you're saying. We'll have a look on that. So the problem with that is, you know, like we have users who use both mobile devices and tablets, right? For people who use mobile devices, their screen is comparatively small. So if we add more information for each park load, so, you know, like that's gonna cause some challenges. That's the reason why we, you know, like just put the primary information on top. But yeah,
That makes
we'll
sense.
definitely we'll have a look into it.
Okay, good. Yeah. So, but those are the two main areas I would say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, regarding the image quality, I think we already have that figured out. It's just a configuration. We'll work on that together. And yeah, so regarding the feedback session, Ernest, do you have any other questions from your end?
No, that covers all of my questions. And then we can set up a meeting for next week. You know, find a time for next week. How about like devices and everything? You know, devices. You guys are all set.
Right now,
everything's working.
Right now, we're good. We just actually, our IT team we just gave them a list and everything. So right now, we're in good shape with the devices. Everything's working. We're in good shape. Next Friday, I am pretty open except for 1:15 meeting. So next Friday looks really good if that works
for
you guys.
Perfect. Or, you know, like if you just, you know, like I'll just go ahead and change the configuration alone for the image quality. So we'll have some good quality images starting from today. And
okay.
Yeah, I'll just, you know, like we can run through all the other features on next Friday if that works. All right.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
And, you know,
it's literally a setting.
Yeah,
so we want to show you where that is too, so that you know where it is.
All right.
Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah, and I'll just stop the recording. We just recorded this call, you know, like as our boss wanted to have a look at the field.
Yeah.
How, you know,
great.
like it's quality and training purposes.
Exactly.
You know?
I know.
I'll just go